A shooting at a flea market in Houston, at least 2 dead, 3 wounded. A church in Laguna Woods in California, at least 1 dead, 5 wounded. 33 shot in Chicago this weekend, 5 of them fatally. And in 1 week, in my hometown, Chicago, 16 killed, 93 shot. And the one common thread through all of them, they all happened in Biden's America. This was pure evil, said Erie County Sheriff John Garcia, summing up the mass murder at a supermarket in Buffalo. The alleged shooter, 18-year-old Peyton Gendron, is another young man possessed inexplicably by hatred and an absolute tragedy. We'll learn more about the shooter's motives and mindset, but it's worth noting a report in the Buffalo News that an official in the school that Gendron attended in Conklin, New York, said he had spoken of wanting to go on a shooting spree. It's worth noting also that the authorities knew about the potential threat and danger, and yet he slipped through the cracks. Another signature of Biden's America and of blue cities around the country. I do want to take a moment to salute Aaron Salter Jr., the security guard at the Tops Friendly Market store, the scene of the Buffalo shooting. Salter fired at the gunman, but the bullet was reportedly blocked by body armor. Gendron then shot Salter, whose bravery may have given others time to hide or escape. Salter is a hero, and we honor him. The state of America right now is a reflection of the left, of Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, the squad, and the progressives left and their fanatical defund the police rhetoric. The left gained their majority thanks to the 2020 summer violence, the one they incited. And it's thanks to that they all sit where they do right now, but hopefully not for long. And now, after thousands of deaths and murders, after countless robberies and violent attacks, now in a major midterm election year, Joe Biden says that it's time to refund the police, as if that's what he's been saying all along.
Funding proven programs to help fight violent crime. We shouldn't be cutting funding for police departments. I propose increasing funding.
Cutting funding? Cutting? Who said that? You did, and the rest of you Democrats. Oh, so you think so, Joe? Increasing funding now for police? What a brilliant idea. You're really going to need them now that the left have promised to throw flames on the streets and threatened outside Supreme Court justices' homes. You know, on Twitter, you can get banned forever for saying something negative about a trans person, but calling for violence against the Supreme Court is apparently okay. Even when Lori Lightfoot, mayor of Chicago and current hotspot for shootings and murder, actually had the gall to tweet this, quote, "To my friends in the LGBTQ plus community, the Supreme Court is coming for us next. This is a moment to have a call to arms." A call to arms, says the mayor of one of the most violent cities in the world, without irony. Never mind that she's pushing the left's false narrative that gay rights are in danger, which they are not. But in Chicago, the mayor actually asks for a call to arms. I shake my head in wonder, and podcaster Joe Rogan captures my reaction right here.
Lori Lightfoot just said
call to arms. Call to arms. Like, holy what are you saying? You have the most violent city in this country. It's a real problem, and you're literally calling to arms. You know what arms are? Those are guns. Holy Jesus, Beetlejuice.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Exactly. I think maybe Lightfoot should focus on more serious issues. I think her proverbial plate may be full. Perhaps Lori Lightfoot should focus on issues like how a Chicago gang leader, Sergio Barron, was released early from federal prison, posted bail just days later after being caught with a gun, and then fueled a gang war that led to a mass shooting last week. Is this a preview to the summer of joy Lori Lightfoot was all talking about, all happy about?
And folks, just wait till Memorial Day and our summer. It will be the summer of joy in Chicago.
As Chicago is and should be a warning to the rest of the country. And now, on top of the rampant crime in Biden's America, the left warns of a summer of rage.
It is day one of our feminist future, and it is day one of a summer of rage, where we will be ungovernable. Ungovernable.
Didn't work. It last time, but try it again, right? Thousands of abortion supporters turned out across the country on Saturday to defend Roe v. Wade. According to organizers, the demonstrations kicked off what they vow for a summer of rage if the Supreme Court overturns the abortion ruling, which would turn the issue back to the states to decide. We've seen what their protests can produce: fire in the streets, looting, damaging property. What this country needs right now is less rage in Biden's America, not more. Right now, Americans are still feeling the repercussions of that rage from 2 summers ago. Thanks to their agenda, now there are even fewer police on the streets and more crime. Every single thing that the left does only serves to protest their agenda and to false narrative delivery, but absolutely never concern themselves with the good of Americans, do they? The left seem absolutely happy to pay $7 for a gallon of gas, absolutely happy to pay $8 for a gallon of milk, really happy to pay rent that's twice their monthly income, have shortages of just about everything, and surging crime seems just okay in Biden's America. But just as long as Donald Trump isn't in office or tweeting, and the White House press secretary is LGBTQ, it's all good, as long as their agenda is covered, right? Our justice system is a joke. We need prosecutors who focus on protecting victims and by keeping the people who prey on them in prison. But what we're seeing over and over again is that the opposite is happening throughout the country. And after another deadly weekend in America, cue the masters of disinformation. Without fail, the left has swooped in to brand what happened over the weekend, tragedy after tragedy, mounting crime in Biden's America. The left has decided to use the moment, as they always do, to attack the right. Make no mistake about it, the masters of disinformation are at it again. I don't even want to go into it here. I don't even want to bring their rhetoric up here to give it more attention. Attention it does not deserve, but yet a willing mainstream media pushed it to the forefront and supported it wholeheartedly because, of course, they did. I'll say it again, though. The left really has some nerve. They continue to go out of their way to make everything about race and division. Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, a squad, they bring the topic of race into everything rather than dealing with the real issues. The left are more than happy to push the narrative that everyone who says things I don't agree with is responsible for mass shootings. That's their mantra. And this is what it all comes back to for them: wiping out disagreement, wiping out conservative voices. And their friends in the mainstream media are all too happy to help peddle that agenda. One of the great ironies of politics right now is that the people most worked up over the spread of false information are the biggest and most avid peddlers of it. Crime has been rampant and incessant for 2 years now, and they do nothing about it. What happened in Buffalo, in New York, this weekend was a brutal tragedy. What happened in California and Texas, also tragedies. We can all agree that ongoing bloodbath in Chicago and in so many cities in America, these are tragedies. And I'm glad Joe Biden is going to Buffalo to pay his respects in order to bring the country together after a young man with a frightening white supremacist rhetoric killed innocent citizens. That's what Biden should do. But he also should have visited Waukesha, Wisconsin, after a black man named Darrell Brooks plowed into innocent bystanders, killing 6 people. And he also should have visited Brooklyn, New York, after a black man named Frank James terrorized the New York City subway with gunshots. And he also should have been in New York on the day when the city's men and women in blue honored 2 of their own slain in action. Suddenly, Joe Biden seems to be paying attention, but it's what Joe Biden has not done that also speaks volumes. Joe Biden has not visited the border, which is about to become even more of a disaster thanks to his decision to end Title 42, which we'll talk about in just a minute. But Joe also hasn't gone to Chicago or to Philadelphia or to New York City or Los Angeles. They're too dangerous. But here's what Joe Biden is doing. Biden signed an order authorizing U.S. military to deploy hundreds of special operations forces inside Somalia, reversing a decision by President Donald Trump to withdraw nearly all 700 ground troops stationed there. American boots on the ground are young men and women in Somalia. And once again, Biden is the president of America last.